Well, after the NCP coup, our big focus this morning is the NDTV exclusive with Sharad Pawar.
That's right. Sharad Pawar has spoken to my colleague Sohit Mishra. He says, I haven't contacted anybody and that I'm leaving for Satara. He's currently in Pune. He also says that State President Jayant Patil is looking at legal issues. Also saying that Rahul, Sonia, Mamta, Nitish and Kejriwal have contacted me. So that opposition unity bid Parmeshwar is something that he's still very confident about.
But in what is now seen as a repeat of the power tussle between Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde to control the Shiv Sena, the Pawar family is set to flex its muscles to control the NCP after Ajit Pawar, Sharad Pawar's nephew, has rebelled once again and taken oath as the Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister.
But very interestingly, Sharad Pawar says there's no problem in the family. This as 8 other party MLAs have also taken oath as ministers yesterday in that oath ceremony, which was attended, interestingly, by Praful Patel as well.
In fact, these are live visuals we're getting you from outside Sharad Pawar's residence. As Vedant mentioned, he has said that nobody has contacted him, even though there is a front emerging as far as opposition unity is concerned. But in his exclusive to NDTV, to my colleague Sohit Mishra, Sharad Pawar signed off saying, we don't discuss politics in the family.
Sir, just wanted to know, apart from Satara, have the MLAs tried to reach you? What exactly is happening? Just wanted a bit of detail for that.
No, I have not contacted anybody. And just now leaving for Satara. I have not approached anybody.
You haven't approached anybody, but now are we also trying to take this ahead legally, like fight in the court what Shiv Sena did? We saw yesterday that the notices are being made as well.
No, I just said I don't know. Our state president, Mr. Jayant Patil, he is aware about all these things I consult him. But he will not be available at this time.
Sir, are you also, my final question, are you also in touch with the MVA leaders, the opposition leaders? If you could tell us who all contacted you, and what about the opposition unity meet that was going to happen in Bangalore?
No, nothing. We are meeting in Bangalore. Yesterday, those who contacted me was Mamta Banerjee. Then secondly, Nitish Kumar, thirdly, Mr. Kejriwal, fourthly, Mr. Congress President, then Rahul Gandhi, then Sonia Ji, Mrs. Gandhi, and Karnataka CM, then Stalin, Tamil Nadu CM. So generally these leaders did contacted me, and we just discussed that we are meeting to Bangalore. I think date is changed, sometimes 17, 18, or 16, 17, one of the days. And that opposition or other colleagues, we are meeting for our future course of program after our Fadnavis meeting.
Whatever happened yesterday, will this impact the relation within the family? And why do you think this entire thing happened? Because what we know is that...
question, family, there is no problem. Because in family, we don't discuss who can doing this type of political things in the family. It's everybody individuals his own decision. Okay, I'm getting late.
Okay.
All right, Sohit Mishra is in fact now joining us live on the phone line. Sohit, you have this big exclusive with Sharad Pawar. Interestingly now, as we were reporting yesterday as well, the first move of the NCP is to move for disqualification. What next for the NCP, given the fact that now Sharad Pawar is saying that he continues to be the face of the family? Ajit Pawar, meanwhile, continues to say that, you know, the election, the party symbol and the name is with him. So what next?
So the next is a long legal as well as strategic battle that will be fought by both the sides, because now it is all about the perception and the numbers. remember that be it the Ajit Pawar faction or the Sharad Pawar faction, no one is coming on record or saying the number of MLAs that are present over there, which still means that no one has the clarity who has the majority of the MLAs with them. And in that case, it would be important for both the factions to ensure that they try to get majority of them with their faction.
So stay on with us. Stay on with us. We'll come back to you. Jitendra Awad, who's the chief whip now of the NCP, is currently speaking. Let's listen.
उसके साथ पार्टी है तो शरद पवार उनके साथ नहीं है। शरद पवार ने स्पष्ट बोल दिया है।
सर ये बताइए कि किस तरह से आगे लेके जाएंगे जो वर्किंग प्रेसिडेंट है सुप्रिया सुले, उनके साथ भी सुबह जो है अजित पवार
वो ठीक है, उनका आखिर बहन भाई का रिश्ता है, कुछ बातें हुई रहेंगी, उसका पॉलिटिकल कोई संबंध नहीं है।
सर ये बताइए कि जो अभी पार्टी में टूट हुई है, 9 लोगों ने अभी शपथ ग्रहण समारोह में शामिल।
All right, so Sohit is back with us, and we'll try and go back to Sohit. But of course, Parmeshwar, interesting how things are now playing out in terms of Sharad Pawar. You have his supporters there saying that Sharad Pawar continues to be the face of the family. Ajit Pawar, meanwhile, insistent that the symbol and the name of the party is with him, and it's not just a few MLAs but the entire NCP that has joined the government now.
Interesting though, in his exclusive to my colleague Sohit Mishra, he says there is no problem in the Pawar family. This, as both factions have not given a specific number of the MLAs backing them. But Sohit Mishra is back on the phone line with us. Sohit, give us, carry on, you were giving us the details.
Since there's no clarity on the number of MLAs that both the factions have, now what the Sharad Pawar faction is trying to do is that they have sent a legal letter and they are taking this legal way against those 9 who join hands with the BJP and the Eknath Shinde faction. In a way, this is also a message to the remaining who haven't yet decided that they should stay over here. Now, one thing to remember is Sharad Pawar is the senior most leader in Maharashtra, number 1. And despite battling from cancer and despite being a very senior citizen, he continues with his tours and he will be touring the entire Maharashtra, starting from Satara today, where he is already on his way. Number 1. Number 2, if you look carefully or listen carefully to what Jayant Patil said yesterday. Jayant Patil said that if these MLAs go back to their constituency, they will understand that the people are still with Sharad Pawar, and the way Supriya Sule was smiling yesterday, or the way Sharad Pawar raised his hand and said that I'll be the face of the party and started smiling, they are still confident that majority of the MLAs will come with them. And this is also a pressure tactic, because we know what has happened with the Eknath Shinde faction, where all of them went over there. Not everyone has become a minister. Yes, the cabinet expansion has happened, but this has benefited the BJP leaders who joined the government. So looking at that, a lot of confusion between the MLAs as well on where should they be. And that's why what is happening at the moment is that the people have been trying to speak to all of them. Although Sharad Pawar has confirmed to us that he did not speak to anyone since yesterday. But yes, it's a very strategic move to start from Satara, where the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Yashwantrao Chauhan, used to come from. He will be going over there in Satara, and from there he will be starting his entire tour, as well as his fight over this entire issue that is going on since yesterday. So there's a lot of strategy behind that. And remember, he's the same Sharad Pawar who delivered a speech while it was raining in 2019, which also struck a chord with the voters of Maharashtra, and the NCP won 54 seats at that time. So it doesn't seem that he's going to give easily, and the fight for the NCP will continue as we speak. Meanwhile, Ajit Pawar has also called for a meeting of his own MLAs, and it would be important to see how many MLAs do actually reach at this meeting, which is scheduled to happen in Devgiri Bungalow in Mumbai.
Sohit, as always, thank you so much for breaking down the details for us and joining us with the latest information. In Supriya Sule's words, let's see how this story unfolds. But we have a reaction coming in from Rohit Pawar, a member of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly. He says you will get to know who has the party and the numbers within the next 2 days.
He should think about his party first now. As far as Dada is concerned, or if you look at other people who have indirectly joined BJP to some extent, so most of them have enjoyed different posts for a very long time. So what Mr. Shinde is saying is little odd, but he should not worry about our party. What he should be worried about, the people who are or were interested to become ministers in this cabinet, who won't get the chance because new people have been inducted in the cabinet from other parties. कल आपने पवार साहब का स्टेटमेंट सुना है, वो स्टेटमेंट सुनने के बाद जो लोगों को और आपको लगता है वो शायद एस्टेब्लिश हो गया, ऐसे मुझे लगता है।
पार्टी और संख्या बल किसके पास है?
तो 2-3 दिन में समझ में आ जाए।
अभी तो कोई आंकड़ा क्लियर हो पाया कि कितने दादा के साथ गए, कितने पवार साहब के बड़े साहब के साथ?
आपको 2 दिन में वो पता चलेगा।
So Sharad Pawar's grandnephew there. It remains to be seen how that pans out. But interestingly, Parmeshwar, now the Nationalist Congress Party, the NCP, has moved for disqualification of Ajit Pawar and the 8 rebel MLAs who were in fact there with him yesterday, who took oath yesterday in that ceremony as well, over switching to the Eknath Shinde-led state government and of course plunging the NCP into a crisis.
In fact, the party has also written to the Election Commission conveying that Sharad Pawar, who founded the NCP back in 1999, continues to head the party and that there is no change in the leadership.
And they also urge the Election Commission to hear them before acting upon any request from the Ajit Pawar camp. So now, in a sense, it's a race against time, given the fact that Ajit Pawar has also called for a meeting today at his residence. So both camps, in a sense, moving pretty quickly.
Meanwhile, NCP's Praful Patel has said no leader has defected or broken away from their party.
And very interestingly, he said that there's no breakup, the party is one. You will see it is not Ajit Pawar's or Praful Patel's decision alone. Remember, he was there at the oath ceremony yesterday.
So you are saying that Mr. Sharad Pawar was in on this decision, sir. Should we understand that?
Come again?
Mr. Sharad Pawar was a part of this decision. Should we understand that?
Well, you know, sometimes a lot of decisions get taken. In the past also, we have seen Pawar resign. Maybe the family had some knowledge about it. I don't want to get into, as I said again, I will not go into speculative parts. I will only say that Ajit Pawar, he was always the leader of the opposition in the assembly. He was always leading the legislative wing. And I would say in this context that it is not only the MLAs, but a large number of senior leaders have also participated in taking this to join the government.
Okay, Mr. Patel, you just said that I will see in days to come when you are making the statement that the entire party, it's the entire party NCP that has joined hand with the BJP today. What should I understand?
Well, I think, as I said, you have to wait. You see, you can't. There may be different views within a party. That's a different thing. There always happens in every political party. You'll find, different points of view, and that should be. Why not? There can be a healthy democratic process in a party. There can be healthy discussion and debate, and that's what's the essence of a good democratically run party. And I'm sure the NCP is one.
So,
that's why I have seen it over the years that we have been quite democratic.
So you are saying you're still with Mr. Sharad Pawar. Mr. Sharad Pawar is still part of this party. So are you. You're part of one single party, sir. And that you have not defected, that the party has not broken up. Am I understanding this correct?
Certainly, nobody is defected. Nobody has moved away from the NCP. And I think that's what I'm saying. Give it some time and you will see the days to come. It will be as one party, whatever has been done, the larger interest of Maharashtra, larger interest of the country.
So, coming to the larger picture, what does this mean for Maharashtra? You have joined hands with the BJP, right? Which also should now mean, Mr. Patel, that you are out of NDA. Officially, you are not part of NDA at all now.
The biggest party in the government is the BJP, and they have 115 MLAs supporting them. So it's not that we are, to undermine that aspect. They are, bringing stability to the government here, as well as in Delhi. If you see, of course, the BJP-led government, it's an absolute majority for the BJP. And also, at the end of the day, people have, to look at the larger picture. There is stability, which people of India also want. And that's what's being provided by them. Narendra Modi ji is not only India's Prime Minister, but a popular Prime Minister. He's got the mandate of the people twice over. He remains, state elections are different. But when you look at the larger picture, he is there. And that international stage, you see how India's respect, credibility and stature has grown and risen. And the popularity of the person has gone far beyond any of his citizens. Now, I think, when we look at the country, we have to take a larger view. Even when you look at Maharashtra, it's a big state, economic, war horse of the country. We have to look at the larger picture when it comes to Maharashtra.
Now, let me also ask you this. I mean, the reports that we have got says that, the ones who were seen in Raj Bhavan today, they totaled to about 40 plus. There are 4 members of parliament from the NCP who have also sort of pledged their support to the BJP, and 6 MLCs. Could you please throw some light on these numbers?
Today's meeting was actually, if you ask me, there was no real meeting. It was just that the MLAs, a large number of MLAs came to Mumbai, and probably 6, but the MLAs also, as I told you earlier, this is not a decision taken by Ajit Pawar or Professor Patel. This is a decision taken by a large number of the party MLAs and leaders. And they all presented, and they wanted to have participation in the government. And that's why I think before it was taken finally to join, they were, their views were sought, and a large number of people who you are saying you saw, but there were so many more who couldn't reach. Some had personal reasons, some were traveling even outside of India, who phoned and said, no, we are happy to be associated with this kind of a decision. There were some who were in transit. People have personal some commitments.
Right.
Some were maybe due to the rains or some other reason were reaching a little later.
Mr.
So
Patel.
at the end of the day, it is not just the number you saw at Raj Bhavan. They are not even going into the number game. So that would be a misnomer. I think as a party, this is a decision which was taken.
So, Mr. Patel, should I understand that you continue to be the working president of the NCP and so does Supriya Sule?
Well, I don't think there is any change in leadership. As far as I am concerned, I continue to be working for the party, and I will continue to do so.
And Supriya Sule also remains.
Well. Everybody is supposed to be welcome to continue to do his or her job. There's no question.
The real NCP is being now led by you and Ajit Pawar and not by Mr. Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule?
No. I didn't say that. Please don't talk about leadership. Again, I refer to Sharad Pawar as my leader, and so, and I do not wish to comment on that at all. My only point here is, decision was taken today by a larger number of people representing the party and in a democratic way. So therefore, it is a party decision. It is not a decision of any.
Well, NCP Chief Sharad Pawar's nephew Ajit Pawar has become the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra as he took oath to join the Maharashtra government along with 8 other NCP leaders. Now, he will now join Devendra Fadnavis as a Deputy Chief Minister. He will be sharing the post with him, but the story does not end here.
Well, absolutely, Parmeshwar. The big question is, which is the real NCP, as was the question on which is the real Shiv Sena. Ajit Pawar claims that he has the support of most of the NCP's MLA and his group will use the NCP's name and symbol to contest elections. But on the other side, his uncle Sharad Pawar says that he's still the face of the party, though he says that he won't get into the legal fight, claiming that ultimately it's the party which is handling the legal side of the story, Parmeshwar. And well, even as the NCP leadership doesn't seem to have answers for now, the NCP working president and Sharad Pawar's daughter Supriya Sule in a late night press conference said, let's see how the story unfolds.
त्याच्यामुळे माझ्या मनामध्ये दादा हा आयुष्यभर माझा मोठा भाऊच राहील आणि माझ्या मनात दादाबद्दल नेहमी प्रेमच. मला असं वाटतं आदरणीय पवार साहेब सविस्तर त्याच्याबद्दल सकाळीच बोललेले आहेत आणि मला असं वाटतं की लेट्स सी हाऊ द स्टोरी अनफोल्ड्स. सगळं काय एका दिवसात बोलणं मला वाटतं अशक्य. आदरणीय पवार साहेब हे सगळ्यांसाठी अतिशय प्रिय आहेत आणि त्यांनीही सगळ्यांना घरातल्या मुलांसारखं वागवलं. Well, I think it's a democratic country and in a democracy everybody has a right to an opinion. Let us, देखो, I think one step at a time. Let's not all get so excited. आता 12 तास पण झाले नाहीत या घटनेला. Let's see how the story unfolds.
Well, with that, we're slipping into a very short break. News and updates continue in a moment. Welcome back. Now, as far as Maharashtra is concerned, there are many unanswered questions at this point. Can Ajit Pawar evade the anti-defection law? And how many loyalists are backing Ajit? Well, we still don't have clarity on that.
That's right. And this is going to have major ramifications for national politics as well. The question is this the biggest coup ahead of 2024? Well, Sanket breaks it down for us.
So how does one really read what has happened on Sunday, the Sunday edition of the Maharashtra Mahabharat, which has in fact been going on since 2019. The political volatility in the state only just continues. Now, many different ways of looking at this, and we start with a very basic question. What was the need? Why was the need felt on both sides, the NCP faction as well as the BJP Shinde combined, that this should be done? You see, there was talk while the matter of the two Shinde camps was in the Supreme Court that in case the government loses majority or the Supreme Court disqualifies, then there should be a buffer. At least that was the conversation which was going on. That never happened because the Supreme Court then said that it's in the speaker's domain and the speaker will decide the fate of these MLAs. And yet you have more people being added. Now, could this possibly be disadvantaged Shinde? And the reason why we say this is because we do know that ahead of 2024 there would have been negotiations on seat distribution and seat sharing in Maharashtra between the Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena and the BJP, in which obviously Mr. Eknath Shinde would have asked for a larger share. Now, if those talks do not work out or if those talks fail, then does the BJP now have a buffer in Ajit Pawar, a sort of a counterbalance? And could this necessarily not be good news for Eknath Shinde? That's one way to look at it. Also, number two, this is a boost to the BJP and the NDA. We know for the fact that the BJP is trying to add more players in the NDA. It's been reaching out to many players. And while the opposition unity is at play, the NDA is also ever expanding and going into or eating into the opposition unity and taking players out from there. Number three, as far as opposition unity is concerned, the role of the Congress. You see, in the context of Maharashtra, you've got a broken NCP, you've got a broken Shiv Sena. I'm talking about Uddhav and Sharad Pawar faction. In Maharashtra, it's only the Congress as of this moment which does not have this problem. It is still intact in whatever form it had or was in 2019. Now, two things. Number one, it is a burden on the Congress to make sure that their flock remains together. Number two, if that happens, then in the next opposition unity meeting, the Congress can very well turn around and tell these smaller alliance partners, that we were able to keep our flock together. You also need to do the same, and thus giving them more elbow room in negotiations on the opposition unity table. And then number 4, of course, the big point. Now that this shift has happened in Maharashtra, what is the impact going to be in the center? Will we also see some inductions in the union cabinet, Narendra Modi's cabinet, from this faction of the NCP, which has now joined the BJP, which has now joined this alliance with the BJP?
Well, with that, we're slipping into a very short break.
Well, news and updates will continue on the other side, but in the meantime, you can check out our NDTV app for the latest news and developments.
Welcome back. The Congress has indicated that they are standing with Sharad Pawar as they watch the evolving situation in Maharashtra and within their ally, the Nationalist Congress Party.
In fact, the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi dialed Mr. Sharad Pawar as well after his nephew Ajit Pawar took oath as the Deputy Chief Minister, while engineering a split in the party.
But Congress's former Maharashtra Chief Minister Prithviraj Chavan said the number of MLAs following Ajit Pawar is not confirmed. He also made it clear that Sharad Pawar, one of the most astute politicians in the country, will put up a fight, at least in the People's Court.
Your first reaction to what we're seeing happen, it's been a day full of very hectic political developments in Maharashtra.
Well, this was on the cards because there was no way that BJP could have faced a combined onslaught of the MVA, all three parties coming together. The vote share was so overwhelming that they would not be doing well. So there was a very intense attempt to break the MVA. All parties were being targeted. But we know that the people who are left with Mr. Ajit Pawar are all those who are facing serious ED inquiries. And so it's really, we can say the ED faction of the NCP has left. But again, we are not very clear about the numbers, whether Mr. Ajit Pawar indeed has 2/3 numbers required to effect a split, or he doesn't have 2/3. Whether Mr. Pawar has more than 17, 18 MLAs with him, that will be made clear in a couple of days.
Okay.
So this is an evolving situation. We don't know what has happened. The MLAs has sworn in, but will they continue to be ministers or will there be continue to be members? We don't know. Second thing,
go ahead.
Yeah, the second thing is that the disqualification petition pending against Mr. Eknath Shinde will have to be settled before 11th of August. That is within the 90 days from the day that Supreme Court remitted it to the Speaker Vidhan Sabha.
Right.
Now, we are very sure that Mr. Eknath Shinde and his 16 colleagues will be disqualified because it is open and shut case. And if they get disqualified, we'll require a new chief minister. Now, have the BJP people, leadership of BJP, given a promise to Mr. Ajit Pawar that he will succeed Mr. Eknath Shinde as the chief minister? We don't know. Because Mr. Ajit Pawar wanted to become chief minister, not less.
Right.
Will he be satisfied with being a deputy CM? I don't know. That's also another evolving situation. So two things, whether Mr. Ajit Pawar has 36 MLAs or more than 36 or not. And secondly, what happens to the case which is pending before the Speaker Vidhan Sabha in case of Mr. Eknath Shinde.
It's interesting because you're saying that this is all essentially instigated by the threat of the ED. This is a narrative that the opposition has maintained. But I want to ask you something that Ajit Pawar said in the press conference today, which is talking about the fact that the opposition is a divided house. There is nothing known as opposition unity. This particular story that is unfolded today, hasn't it in a certain sense dealt a death blow to opposition unity?
No. Mr. Ajit Pawar saying anything doesn't matter at all. Ajit Pawar has been a member of a coalition since 1999. First 2 parties, then 3 parties. So he has been part of coalition. Mr. Sharad Pawar was a part of coalition in Manmohan Singh government. So after a very long time, Mr. Modi got a clear majority after 1984, in fact. So we have to live with the multi-party coalitions, and today we are trying to build a strong anti-Modi coalition just to divide the votes, because in last 2 Lok Sabha elections we saw that Mr. Modi only got about 31 to 37, 35% vote. 65% people voted to defeat Mr. Modi. But those votes are getting divided. So our attempt is to make sure that we put up one candidate against the BJP.
My last question to you, what does this mean for the Congress within the Mahavikas Aghadi? So far, the only, part of the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance that's been left unbroken in Maharashtra.
Yeah, well, there are attempts to break Congress party also. But you see, 2/3 numbers would be about 30 MLAs. It's not easy. It's easy to break one or two people. That may happen even. But I think they have done what they have done. But we have to be also careful. We are calling a meeting of 4 MLAs day after tomorrow. And we'll make sure that everything is fine. But the battle within the NCP will be an interesting battle. We are with Mr. Pawar at this party as long as he continues to fight the BJP. And Mr. Pawar has risen from the ashes in the past. So he has also vowed to begin his campaign in earnest right from tomorrow. He's coming to my constituency tomorrow morning. And I think from there he'll launch his campaign. And the MLAs who are supposed to be going with Ajit Pawar or not going with Ajit Pawar, all are in touch with their local leaders, the campaign managers who run their assembly campaigns and all that. If those give a negative signal, then all of them will come back. Because ultimately they had to fight elections with the help of the workers and the senior leaders of the assembly constituency. If they are negative on this whole business, then I think they'll all come back.
Well, can the octogenarian really build it up from bottom up again? Those are big questions that need to be answered.
He has said that he will. We'll have to believe that. I don't know. It's an uphill task. I know that. But he has promised before an all-India audience that he's going to do it beginning tomorrow.
So, well, many unanswered questions in the developing story that Maharashtra is currently. But let's shift focus now to the other poll-bound state, and that is Telangana, where Rahul Gandhi addressed a massive rally ahead of the elections later this year.
In fact, at the rally, Rahul has ruled out the Congress joining any alliance with Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's party, the BRS. And while speaking in Telangana's Khammam, Rahul Gandhi said the BRS is the B team of the BJP.
And well, he also said that like in Karnataka, the Congress would defeat the BRS in Telangana. Mr. Gandhi alleged that corruption charges against KCR and his party leaders have made them subservient to the BJP.
आपने कोई सपना देखा था और टीआरएस ने कुछ और कर डाला. नया नाम लाए हैं बीआरएस, मतलब बीजेपी रिश्तेदार समिति. पार्लियामेंट में कांग्रेस पार्टी बीजेपी के खिलाफ खड़ी रही, मगर टीआरएस और आपके चीफ मिनिस्टर ने बीजेपी की बी टीम का काम किया. कुछ महीने पहले हम कर्नाटक में चुनाव लड़े. उधर भी एक भ्रष्ट सरकार थी, गरीब विरोधी सरकार थी, और वैसे ही तेलंगाना में होने जा रहा है. और जैसे हमने कर्नाटक में बीजेपी को हराया, वैसे ही हम यहां तेलंगाना में बीजेपी की बी टीम को हराने जा रहे हैं. दिल्ली में विपक्ष की मीटिंग हुई.
ఢిల్లీలో ప్రతిపక్ష పార్టీల మీటింగ్ అయింది.
और विपक्ष के नेताओं ने कहा कि कांग्रेस पार्टी मीटिंग में टीआरएस को बुलाना है. हमने विपक्ष को साफ कह दिया कि अगर टीआरएस इस मीटिंग में आएगी तो कांग्रेस पार्टी इस मीटिंग में नहीं आएगी. हमने कहा कि टीआरएस बीजेपी की बी टीम है, हम उसके साथ नहीं बैठेंगे, हम उसको तेलंगाना से हटाएंगे. बीजेपी की बी टीम से हम समझौता कभी नहीं कर सकते.
Well, politics heating up in Telangana as well, months ahead of the crucial state elections.
With that, we're stepping into a very short break, but in the meantime, you can also check out our app for the latest news developments.